Hey guys, my name is Jason Yoon, and I'm here to teach you guys about expos. Yeah, I'm pretty qualified. About half a year of competing, 3 tournaments, broke about 0 times. Yeah, around there. Yeah, I'm pretty qualified. All jokes aside, I haven't done that great throughout the year because it was my first year, but I have learned a lot from both my coaches and from other competitors. So, with someone with a little bit of experience, I want to teach you guys who have no experience on how to do expos. I'm going to teach you guys about expos just like an expos speech. So we'll start with the history, basically thinking of what you want to talk about. Then we'll go to the one aspect, or I guess two this time. We'll talk about first how to write the speech, then we'll talk about how to make the boards. Then finally we'll go to the impact, how to bring all this together, both the speech, boards, your topic, everything, and take it to tournament and perform it. So first of all, expos is an informative speech. So we'll be informing the audience about your topic. So it should be something that you're passionate about and willing to teach them. So to start us off, we should be writing a list about things that we are passionate about. So I'll just write a few things that I'm passionate about. So I like anime. I'm a Christian, so I can talk about Christianity. Let's see. Last year, someone did an expos about rice. Also, guys, can you guys ignore my handwriting? It's just bad. There's nothing I can do about it. We could do it about tennis, because I'm into tennis. And we could also do about stereotypes, because I like making Asian stereotypes, which is horrible, but it's funny. So, now, from this list, you should write about at least 10. I'm just doing 5 for the purpose of the video. So from this list, I'll be crossing out things that I don't really think I could talk about, or I'm not too passionate about, or anything like that. So Christianity is really difficult to talk about because, it's a religion. It's difficult. You can do it, but it's just really difficult. Rice, not too big about it. Same thing with tennis. I just kind of started. Anime is something that a lot of people know about, so let's cross that out. So then I'm left with stereotypes, Asian stereotypes. So I will be teaching my audience about Asian stereotypes. So now, how to write a speech. Now your speech contains 3 points. Now it can have more or less, but it's really your choice. But most people have 3 points, and the points are history, one aspect, and impact. So for my speech, I started with history, obviously, and I just chose 3 different stereotypes, like all Asians are smart, all Asians are bad at driving, and all Asians look alike. And I basically told the audience how each stereotype was created or thought of, or just how it started. Then for my one aspect, I did whether this stereotype was true or false, and basically explained whether each stereotype was true or false, and I gave evidence about how they were each true or false. And finally, for my impact, I let the audience know why they should know what I'm teaching them. So for stereotypes, I told them that basically stereotypes harm a lot of people, and because of that, they should be taken into consideration and shouldn't be used, and just things like that. So your impact should kind of bring everything together and just let the audience know why your speech is important to them. And yeah, one important thing is that you should also have an intro and a conclusion, and your intro should be around 200 words. A lot of people have trouble with wording and how long it should be. The intro should be less than 200 words, actually, no more than 200 words, around 150, I guess. Your 3 other points should be around 300 words as well. And then your conclusion should also be less than 200. It's really, everything is your choice, but the speech has to be around 10 minutes. So this is a good guideline for you to write a speech, but you can always change things up and do it your way. So time to go a little more in detail into the speech. You'll obviously start off with the intro. And now to your intro, you should have a hook, so a kind of attention grabber, just to grab the audience's attention and let them know that they should be interested in the speech. Also, your intro should introduce your theme. Basically, you'll need a theme for your boards. So my speech for Asian stereotypes, I just used Pokemon as my theme because I couldn't really show through pictures or like drawings of stereotypes. So my stereotype was, you know, anime and then moves to Pokemon, kind of like that. But if you do something else like Mario, let's say, then you could have all your drawings like kind of have a few like a Mario theme to it. But I'll explain that later with the boards. Now you should also kind of have a roadmap of like, I guess a thesis of what you'll talk about too. And yeah, then we'll be moving on to our points. So basically, as I already talked about, your history, your one aspect, and then your impact. Then finally, you'll go to your conclusion. You should incorporate your hook and also summarize the entire thing with your theme. Just summarize the entire piece and just kind of end it. So yeah, that's how you write your speech. Now to your boards. Honestly, on the boards, everything is up to you. But there are a few rules and like tips that can help you out. So for my boards, I'm going to show you two of my boards, and I'm going to tell you what I like about them and what I don't like about them. So for this board, I actually like everything on this. It's actually one of my favorite boards. And I just use very simple tricks to modify and like kind of enhance my speech that I was giving. So for one of my parts, I was explaining about what most people see when they look at Asians. And I explained that when most people see Asians, all they see is tan skin, small eyes, and darker hair. And as I've explained, my theme was Pokemon, and this kind of helped out my Pokemon theme. Now next, I had this one part where I was explaining why other races should hang out with more Asians. And while speaking, I used this magnet to just raise up this one person into a group of Asians, I guess. So yeah, another thing I did was I used that arrow over there, and while I was talking, I had to point at myself, but instead of pointing at myself with my fingers, I wanted to use this arrow. And so what I did was with Velcro, I was able to make it so that it could spin around and point at myself. Now to my next board. Now on this board, there was a few things I liked and a few things I didn't like. Another thing I did with this board is I enhanced my speech by kind of doing this where I had two messages on it, and it explained this one part in my speech. But a very important thing on my board is over here. I messed up a lot on this part because, as you can see, the car over there and the background to it is very small. So for the audience, they weren't able to see the board very clearly, which kind of messed up my speech. I didn't get any complaints on it, but still I could tell that they couldn't see it that well, and it didn't really help my speech in any way and just kind of wasted a lot of space. So yeah, make sure that on your boards, the things on your boards are helping your speech and helping your audience understand your speech better, but also that everything isn't too small for the audience to see, and that everyone can see things clearly so they can actually understand what you're talking about. So yeah. And finally, presenting it. I can't exactly show you how to present it because I don't have my stands and everything with me, but I will give you just a few tips. Well, first of all, to know how to perform with your boards, it's important that you practice. That's one of the biggest things. I tried to go into a tournament without practicing that, and I failed a lot. In one of my tournaments, all my boards even fell off. So make sure that your boards, while you're presenting, they're on very well, like they're stable. Because if you're going to interact with your board, things will move, and if it falls down, it'll make the speech very difficult to continue. Now, next, a big rule or reminder is before you go into a round, make sure that your stand's already out and that your boards are all kind of ready, and like things that you move around or move back into like its starting position, so that you don't have to like take too much time preparing everything when they call your name up. So other than that, there's not a lot of rules for expos. It's how you want to do it. So that's basically just the basics of expos. If you have any more questions, I'll be in speech and debate for like 2 more years. And I'm pretty sure they won't watch this video after that. Probably won't ever watch this video. But if you guys do, hi guys. Hey. Hey Ben. So yep, that's how you do expos. I hope this video was informative. Ha ha. Okay, guys, bye.